Ahoy, mateys. This lighting is depressing me, so I'm going to change it. Hello? Ooh. This just adds to the phone sex hotline. Operator voice. Hi, honey. What are you doing? What are you wearing? Oh, nothing? Me neither, stud. Like... I want to get super early. Oh, hi, Mr. Bunty King, king of my life, king of the Eastern Seaboard. He's like the most alpha male east of the Mississippi, and I'm the most alpha male west of it. That's on Nikki Tutorials. Who? I haven't seen any of her videos. I haven't seen like a damn thing. I haven't even seen Blair's video on it. I'm getting top surgery. The title, is this clickbait? No, I'm getting surgery on February 6th. What you drinking? Water for once. No, I'm like way too broke for alcohol. Yeah, I don't know. So, will you vlog the surgery experience? Probably, but I'm guessing like it's nowhere near as logistically fascinating as bottom surgery. Like there's no flight to Montreal. There's no blah, 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 blah. It's not very fascinating. It's literally like in a hospital 25 minutes from my house, and it's a 45-minute procedure. So it's like, I don't know. It's not really. Oh, I'm going big. I'm going to like replace London as the queen of the boob tube. She's going to kill me. What's the recovery time like? Like they discharge you from the hospital that day, but you can't do, generally speaking, it's recommended to take like a week off work. Oh, no, I'm not getting gummy bears. They've been taken off the market. They're super fucking dangerous. No, we're going to try for 400. It's weird. So generally, I just told them go as big as possible, but do not do high profile because I don't want to look like bolt-ons. But it's like implants diameter increase the larger in size they get. So I don't know how to explain it. I actually have a very tiny rib cage, even though I'm like just under 5'9". My band size is like 30. I usually wear a 32. When I started my channel, I was like anorexically thin. My band size was 27. They don't even make bras that small. I was so tiny. I would have to like safety pin my bras together. Yeah, no, but saline implants aren't very good if you don't have big boobs already. Also, the edges wrinkle. And when you like bounce around, you can hear them sloshing. Just imagine if you're getting down with a girl who's had fake tits, you're like, you know, and then you just hear just. See you, Bunty. You know, I'm actually gonna send... Imagine going to Jesus. Okay, wait, I'm actually gonna send this link to my boyfriend in case he wants to watch it. Copy. No, I can't copy link. What the fuck? I hate Google Chrome. But I have to do it on Google Chrome because, like, for whatever reason, Safari does not like this new YouTube thing. Because, like, YouTube used to do streaming in Google Hangouts. And then they stopped that for whatever reason, even though the system was, like, perfectly fine. I don't fucking get it. Well, thank you, Scotty. No, the edges wrinkling aren't painful, but they're literally like, I don't even know what they feel like. They kind of feel like, because like my surgeon showed me some today. Hello, Ms. Ilea Leia. What the fuck are you still doing up? This bitch lives in London. She like never sleeps or some shit. How much does it cost? It's covered because I live in the People's Republic of Canada. Actually, the reason it was covered, it's pretty interesting. So I never really grew any boobs because I was so thin for most of my time on hormones. And then I gained a bit of weight, I guess. And it became pretty apparent that this one was not getting anywhere. Thankfully, though, I was still like thin enough that you could never really notice the difference just by looking at them. But I don't know how to say it. It's like, and then I gained a bunch of weight last year. And then I lost a bunch of weight this year. So it became really apparent that this one wasn't going anywhere. And AIM Astra is covered in Alberta. So no, I mean, I know all boobs are lopsided, but I mean like there was measurable growth on this side and absolutely none on the other. That's not asymmetrical growth. That's like a literal condition, which is clear. How's the snow up there in Canada land? It's minus 37 degrees outside right now. So, is it going to look weird because you're so thin? No, because I'm tall and I also have very wide hips. I'm naturally like really curvy, actually. I'm so curvy. I've had so well. But no, that's the advantage of transitioning younger is when I went on hormones, my bones grew into the female skeletal structure. So it doesn't make me look super top heavy because once again, I have a tiny rib cage and a tiny waist, but pretty wide hips. So it's like the other thing is if I know anything about the last couple of years, it's that my weight tends to fluctuate. So I need them to look sexy when I'm 130, and I need them to look proportionate when I'm 170. Is it just me, or does she look like Lana Del Rey? Wow, I've never heard that one before. Femoid. Actually. Ella, what type of doctor should I speak to start HRT? I have no idea because I don't know where you live. And as everyone in this chat knows, Canada's healthcare is very strange and unique to Kanakistan. Endocrinologist does hormones, but you might need to go to like a special kind of gender doctor to get the referral. And you might need to go to like a normal doctor to get the referral for like the gender doctor. I don't, that's what I had to do. Why do you always go for such lighting? Such dark lighting? Because it makes me look tan, Daniel. I'm like whiter than white. In my whole middle school, I was the second palest girl. Do you know who was first? A literal albino. I've got competition. That bitch is my enemy. Is someone home? Oh, my mom's home. And she brought me a burger. Oh my God, this is going to turn into a mukbang stream. How do you even say that? Is it mukbang? That sounds like a weird spinoff of like Bukkake. Yeah? My mom's summoning me. I hope she's not mad. I'm streaming right now. What's up? Hello? Oh my god. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. What's going on? I'm streaming right now. Aha! I have acquired some cholesterol. This is getting progressively more awkward. Who says this is awkward? It's a joyous occasion. My mom brought me food. It's a time for celebration. Do I know what I'm celebrating? No. Sorry, boyfriend's texting me. He lives in the Czech Republic. I don't know why he's still up. But burger ain't good for you, though. Excuse you, I've eaten, like, nothing except for coffee and dextrin all day. I deserve a little bit of calories. How did you meet him? Tinder. Because I'm a bit of a thought. Oh my god, this burger is literally like sandwiched between 2 grilled cheeses. I'm gonna have a stroke. Oh, that's so fucking good. So, what are y'all up to on this fine feathered Friday? This pickle just attacked me. I'm like so ladylike right now. What happened to the guy from Texas? He crashed his car. When we were like planning. What made you change your mind? I don't know. I'm just like, I'm telling him to pull up in the chat. Why do I have no luck in love? Like, give me wisdom. I am the last person you want to come to for romantic advice. Believe me. Yeah, no. If you've ever seen like any of my videos, you know that my love life is not the best. What are some honorable mentions? There was a guy who straight up told me during sex that he didn't want anything serious with me because he couldn't get me pregnant. Like during. Ah! And then who else takes the cake? There was a guy who stood me up by moving to Vancouver. I'm not even joking. That sounds like an exaggeration. He literally stood me up by moving to fucking Vancouver. What else? Who else takes the cake? There was a guy who ditched me because his roommate found out that I was trans and threatened to expose him to their military coworkers. Yeah, there's just a bunch. Your life sounds like a bad Tina Fey comedy movie. That's exactly what it's like. Oh no, I'm going to be moving to Vancouver, like, for film school. It's just put me off dating Serbians forever. What was that? I just heard a loud and dramatic clang from the next room. Do not mention a Serbian film, Hannah Drake. That is not permitted in this house. Hello, dude. Vancouver is a place where a lot of cartoons and anime are recorded. Really? Yeah, no, I'm setting up a Fiverr. I've done voice acting professionally before, and I've been doing video stuff professionally for years and years. Excuse me. I think like my first paid video gig was when I was in like 6th grade. He's at a party right now. Come to Sweden. The government and journalists will love you. Yes, but I live in Canada where it's kind of the same situation. Like I said, Democratic People's Republic of Kyrgyzstan, blah, 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 blah. Opinion on Concha Points' canceling video. I agree with everything she says, but what's interesting is I also did a voiceover in the same video. And arguably, I've done some much more controversial videos for YouTube than like anything Buck Angel has ever tweeted. And nobody canceled her for it. Funny how that works sometimes. I checked my indirects today on Twitter because I do that like once every like 6 months or some shit. And all of them are like, did anybody else notice that Ella Grant was in the video? Canceled. Like, I'm nagging him to surprise me in the chat. Fact, Vancouver rhymes with okay boomer. Do you find Calgary less tolerant? I don't know. Everybody's kind of a shithead here too. I don't know. I really miss my time in Calgary, but yeah, it's over. Actually, a very big ticket stylized YouTuber slid into my DMs after seeing my last video. So that's super promising. I'm so excited. I've been watching their videos for a long, long time. You should move to Vancouver to date that guy. No, fuck him. He had a small dick. Dream voice acting job. I don't know. I think I'm more of a video girl. God, that makes it sound like I do porn. Haven't done porn yet. I'm not that desperate yet. Do you still have a Discord? Yes, I do. It's the description of all my videos. Tomorrow's my mom's funeral. I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful. I'm sorry. He said a pretty video. Would you do Donald Trump for $1 million? Yeah. Wait, okay. Did I just get called desperate? No. Hi, I love the lighting. Thank you, Mr. Harris. What was I gonna say? Jesus. No, I haven't smoked a cigarette in like 2 weeks and my lungs are fucking suffering. Because like now there's no like steady influx of monoxide to keep all the tar sedentary and plastered to the walls of my organs. So now it's just like Do you have a link to anything you've done voice acting wise? Not that's public. I've done a lot of like educational videos, but those are for like online students and classic or like online schooling and classroom use. So they're not really public. They're not mine to give away. Otherwise, I would show you. Lex Campbell, thank you so much for making my girlfriend feel so confident in her transition. That's so sweet. How's Pooja doing? Bored. She's fine. She's satisfied. She styles to dilate once a day, so. Sorry, I'm just like, this chat is getting very interesting. But no, I quit smoking when I was in Scotland. See about a jewel. No, it's actually helped a lot. Because like that's the longest I've gone without smoking voluntarily since about 9th grade. That was like 6 years ago. How long did it take to make that last video? Ages. I was up from like 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. editing or filming or hair or makeup or writing or whatever for like 10 days straight. And it was no, I'm really actually I'm a little sad about that video because I put so much work into it and it's so seriously underperforming. Like that's probably my favorite video I've ever done. And it's getting like the worst possible reception. So that makes me kind of sad because that's something I worked really, really hard on. Like that's why I changed the title is because like, you know, you could say it's a resume, which I mean, I guess, but like there's a lot more to it than that. You know? Are you going to plan on streaming more? Yes. It was such a good quality video. You were robbed. I know. No, I think the next video I want to do is I kind of want to do a more simple one just after like the craziness of that last one. I'm thinking of doing one about why I quit political commentary. How do you get a vintage aesthetic in your video? Too much free time. In practice, if you follow me on Twitter, I don't know if you've been sorry, I'm just going to answer this question. I don't know if you've been asked this before, but how long did it take for you to get your voice down? I just transitioned really young. My voice never dropped. And then I smoked very heavily for like 6 years. So that's why it's as raspy as it is. But as far as doing vintage stuff, that gives you like a very vintage quality that can't really be recreated just by altering your voice. You kind of need to have that sort of gravelly tone. Hold up, let's Humphrey, I'm afraid that if we don't leave right now, we're going to miss our train. There are like many varieties of the transatlantic accent. There's Humphrey. What is happening on this planet? Everybody's so mean to each other. It's like 7 billion New Yorkers. Oh, no, sorry to anybody who lives in New York who just saw that. How did you get this lighting? I have these 2 color changing bulbs. They're not the Philips ones. They're a cheap knockoff, but they do come with an accompanying app. Oh, this is cute. I'm gonna keep it like this. Oh yeah. So why I quit political commentary? Honestly, because my politics didn't really change until after I stopped doing it, and my politics are kind of like, are we ever gonna get a 90s grungella? Stalk my Instagram. Actually, on my Twitter, I just made like a compilation of all the aesthetics I've done in chronological order from like 20s to like late 90s. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, commentary. Honestly, I started my YouTube channel I started my channel on July 1st, 2017. And that was just a very, very different time, you know, like Lacey Green being red pilled was front page news. The crazy hair stream on Andy Borski's channel was on everyone's mind. Actually, Andy Borski was on everyone's mind because he hadn't made a huge ass of himself yet. I don't know how to say it, but the community didn't change. It just died. And honey, can you recall how many hearts you've broken? I need to do some math here. Insert meme of math equations lady here. I don't know, probably like 40. I'm kind of a thought. No, so it was a very different time when I started my channel. And, you know, I kind of had a choice. Do I change my content or do I double down on what I'm doing? So I was like, but yeah, no, my opinions kind of changed on their own just because, like, you know, and there's one video where I'm like, oh, I used to be a blue-haired feminazi SJW. Mega. And it was like, I think probably about a year later, like sometime last summer, I was just like, wait, it just became a right-wing SJW. Oops. And then now I'm like somewhere in the middle. Chrissy here was weird, but not the end of the community. No, she wasn't. I'm just saying that's around the time I started. Is that a burger? Yeah, it's a burger between 2 grilled cheeses. Actually, Michael, put it in the fridge. Browser's thumbnail. It's so big, like Would you say that you lean more to the right since you were going to vote for Andrew Scheer? The only reason I was going to vote for Andrew Scheer is because I cannot stand Justin Trudeau, and I'm apprehensive with Sadiq Khan. When did you start estrogen? 13? Or no, I started blockers at 13, estrogen at 15. You worry me. Why? Have you ever thought of getting tattoos? Yes, I have, but I don't know if that would really suit my aesthetic much. I could see myself like maybe getting like a septum ring or something, but tattoos I don't feel like really add to my presentation. Ever thought about dyeing your hair again? I dyed it blonde briefly in June. I started tea 4 weeks ago. Congratulations, Mr. Applesauce. Yeah, no, I'm like, say Olga's 5 names 5 times fast. I have no idea how to say that. I just like looked up random long Russian words and just chose that. But I do know it means Christ nativity. So she's religious. Привет, motherfucker. My name's Olga. Or no, not Sadiq Khan. Fuck. Who's the leader of the NDP? Fuck, what's his name? Oh my god, Jagmeet Singh. Not Sadiq Khan. See, that's how much I haven't been paying attention to liberal politicians. Actually, do you know Jessica Geneve? No, and I'd like to keep it that way. But, it's like, I want to quit. Hope you don't mind me asking, do you spit or swallow? If you want an honest answer, it depends on your diet. What type of audience would you say your content is made for? People who like movies, or specifically old movies, or people who make movies, I think, would like it most. Congrats on BFS. One of my friends had it done in Yuson as well. Her channel name is Nihilistic Nachos, and she vlogged the whole experience and vlogged like the vocal exercises and such. Definitely check that out. Thoughts on Joker? I love Joker. Like, I mean, as like a film kid, that shot of the burning limousine that's in there for like 2 seconds is going to be in film textbooks until the world ends. Still haven't seen Joker do it yet. Reese, baby, what are you doing? You need to get a life and get a grip. This is so fucking good. Yo. Oh yeah. It just do streams of consciousness in the chat. I guess, because like I feel bad just sitting here reading. Oh my god. I feel kind of bad, making like Blair White and only reading super chats. But what might be fun for like a live stream later is I could do a normal live stream, but do like super chats of what people want me to say in like a certain voice. Oh, that could be kind of fun. Do you watch Count Dankula? I haven't in a while just because I've been so busy, but I'm very good friends with his wife, actually. We hung out when I was in Scotland. She's such a sweetheart. Tavern Bar Wench Cosplay 1. End of my first surgery video. Are your hips wider than your shoulders? No, but my ass is. What color are your toes? Gangrenous, desiccated, and falling off. I'm kidding. Yes, I am reading every comment. Have you seen what's been happening with Onision and Chris Hansen? I'm just, I can't believe he was still around. Like, he was popular when I was in like 4th grade, and he's still around. What else? Do your hips lie? All the time. What does that even mean? I don't think I'm hypocritical, but I do think I don't want to admit stuff to myself, to others who I don't know over the internet, but as soon as I try to vent things, I get restricted. What? Right? Jewel Queen, do a vape trick. I don't know how to do it. I don't even know what those are. Party mode. How was Christmas? International. Is it snowing today where you are? No, it's just temperature-wise and Antarctic apocalyptic hellscape. It's like -37. Do gingers really smell like copper? I don't know what kind of gingers you've been with, but if she smells like copper, she probably has a yeast infection. What is your job currently? Desperately looking for a job. Here in Calgary, it's been -30 or less for the last week. Yeah, same. It's ridiculous. It was -47 here yesterday. People in Vancouver like got an inch of snow, or maybe even like a ½ inch of snow, and there's like car accidents and buses spinning out of control and routes being terminated and like schools shutting down and toll bridges being blocked off, and it's just utter pandemonium. It's like War of the Worlds or some shit, and I'm like, you think that's cold? You think that that's cold? Huh. You don't know cold, you fucker. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go put the shirt in the fridge. Okay. Peace. I'm looking for something. Sorry, I just walked into a scene of my littlest brother not having any pants on. my brother having a coughing fit as well, and my mom cutting up a credit card. So I was just like, what is happening? What does everyone want me to say? What does that say? Small bobs. I don't know. You're not gonna see the light. You're not gonna take me alive, you fuck. Should I get Tinder even though I'm 16, soon to be 17? No. Actually, I think out of all the super shitty guys I've met, all of them have been on Tinder. Or no, there's been a couple on Bumble. And one on OkCupid. OkCupid is fucking sketchy. I do not like OkCupid. Okay. This is a Dreamcast game disc. The first track contains game data. Please do not play it in a normal CD player. Ever seen trans porn? Not voluntarily. I've seen it in like memes on Twitter, but that's about it. I'm just like perusing the chat. Why is your hair so pretty? I'm glad you like it. I bought this at West Edmonton Mall. I try my best. Unclockable. I know, I look like so fucking busted right now. How do you feel about Nikki Tutorials coming out as trans? Honestly, I have not seen any of the videos about that. I'm gonna put on the sweater because it's like fucking freezing in this house. It's like it's a drafty old house and it's fucking cold. Are you an optimist or a pessimist? Depends on my level of sobriety. Ugh. What was I going to say? Are you going back to Montreal for top surgery? No, it's in Edmonton. Love Edmonton. Have you ever seen Boy Meets Girl? Is that the one where she's like engaged to the girl's childhood friend, but he hates her because she's trans now? Because if that's the one, then I've seen it, but years ago. Who's your favorite folk singer? Oh God, I have no idea. I can't even think of one. I know like folky songs, like, you know, everything Fleetwood Mac has done ever. Or maybe like Simon and Garfunkel have a lot of kind of folky tunes, but I have no fucking idea. How long was your top surgery wait? It wasn't too long, but it was complicated because I think I was living in Calgary when I got the date, so we had to set it accordingly. Will there be an Ella Nerd City collab someday? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess you're just gonna have to keep your eyes peeled. Are we talking boobs or what? Hell yeah, brother. That's the whitest thing I've ever said. Thoughts on Calvin Garrett? He's really cool. I love how half of these comments are like about trans stuff and the other ones about how much but I still would love to be inside you. No. I'm taken. Stop. Did you not see my last video? Hang on. Let me just play. Wait. ContraPoints just became one of my patrons. I love you, Natalie. If you're watching this. Okay, wait. Where is the... Let me just kindly express how I'm feeling about this. Library. Motherfucker. How do I go to my channel? Your channel. Okay. Let's get to the bottoms of this. Okay. So for those of you who have seen my latest video, what did you think? What was your favorite part? I'm just curious because that's by far like the most elaborate and production heavy and CG heavy video I've ever actually done. Like a lot of work went into that. Here we go. Where is she? Okay, here we go. I don't know if you guys can hear this okay, but...
Dear Diary, today I find myself in a rather foul mood. Those degenerates online are at it again. All these lunatics do is slide into my DMs nonstop asking me to be their friend or their trap waifu or whatever, and I am sick of it.
What? Yeah, about 130. Okay, Queen. Oh, thank you. Wait, what? Furries are not part of the LGBT community because they're straight furries and gay furries. Duh! Or the curtain CG, yeah. SMH, she's just view boning herself. No, even though I recorded that like 2 days ago, I was making a joke. Don't rain on my parade. Arson idges. Do you think trans men have chasers? Yes, because my ex-girlfriend was one. Or no, I guess she would have been she had a thing for trans regardless of their creed. Chasers are so fucking whack. Can you have an alcoholic beverage now in Alberta? Yeah, I've been legal for like a year. Oh no, my ex-girlfriend was a trans chaser. Or like I was the first trans person she dated, but she's like, I think she's only dated trans people since. And that was like 6 years ago. She was insane, like manipulative, abusive, like it was just not good. Ever do a meet and greet? I've done a few. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say I was formerly bisexual. I guess I just wasn't really sure what I was. And that relationship is how I figured out I am aggressively heterosexual. You have kids in your house? Yeah, I have a 6-year-old brother. I'm here. What else is shaking, peeps? I just got on the stream. May I ask something about that title? You know what? Can I like pin a comment in the chat? I'm just gonna say I'm getting my boobies. Oh no, I can't pin it. No. I know you can, like on the YouTube comment section and on Twitter too.
I'm gonna get a different one tomorrow when we're at the store.
I almost pulled out one of my extensions there. God, I kind of want to get a nose job. How is sex for trans people? That's a very broad question. There's no one size fits all. Like some are too dysphoric to even think about it, let alone do the deed. And then there's others that are kind of a horror. Like, I don't fucking know. How is sex for cis people? Underrated. God, that thing's not hitting very strong. I think it's almost gone. What's your take on the whole J.K. Rowling debacle? We don't stand. Do you wear acrylic or gel nails? I have in the past, but literally not in like years. As a gay guy, I can tell you that is incredibly painful. As a trans woman who was pre-op once, I can vouch for that. Seriously. Guys think like one drop of lube is enough. It's not. Weed's legal now, so took up all the fucking time, man. Like, I'm 6'5", and the doctor said for them to look right, they would have to be 960 cc's. Do they even? I remember my first surgical consult ever. They showed me an 800 cc implant, and it was literally like the size of the top chunk of my head. It was just ridiculous. Actually, I think I was wearing the hat like a hat that day, and we put it in the hat, and it filled it. It's just gigantic. Would you consider your top surgery a chest upgrade? Definitely. What's your fave car? I'm very partial to the big boxy boats of the late 70s and early 80s. So I'm going to say any Lincoln Town cars or any Parisians in their fellow vehicles. What's the plan if one of your tits pop? Probably call 911. Favorite cultural icon from the 1950s? Oh God, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I don't know if you would count Alfred Hitchcock, but there's a lot of like categories though. Like there's actresses, there's socialites, there's blah 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 blah. Actually, I feel like the Gabors would have been my favorite cultural or social icons of the 50s. Eva and Jaja. We stand. Rest in peace, Jaja. Like, will you be getting saline or silicone implants? Definitely silicone. Saline feels like a condom full of water. I don't know if you guys have ever just gotten bored and tried that for kicks, but that's exactly what it's like. And when you shake them, they go like... Who is taller, you or your brother? I'm a little taller. I'm actually the tallest one in my family, but I think that's not a matter of me being fucking tall. Like, I'm like 5'8.5". It's just my family's fucking short. Both of my parents are within like a half inch of 5'5". Is the flashback Mary is an alcoholic still a thing when you require this entertainment? That might be fun. Who knows? Yes, it was It was Desperate Housewives, but directed by Tim Burton. Do you guys remember Nanny McPhee? You know, like the house from Nanny McPhee? This video looked like the secret dungeon underneath the house from Nanny McPhee. Or maybe like the secret attic. Canceling ContraPoints thoughts. I love her. Actually, I'm going to text her. I'm going to say, hey, I just got an email from Patreon. I'm extremely touched. Thank you so much, Riley. Your support, both friendship-wise and I guess financially. It really means a lot. Thank you. Heart emoji. The person you need is Nanny McPhee. Especially when I'm, oh yeah, no, I'm a behemoth in heels, but I kind of love it. Because I like intimidating people. Or it's like, people have always stopped me on the street since I was literally like 13, been like, wow, you're so tall and beautiful. You're like a model. You look like a celebrity. And I'm just like, do you know who I am? No, I'm not actually like that. But that has happened a lot. So it definitely kind of has its advantages because I feel like if I was like 5'5" or something, I wouldn't stand out at all. I know how to explain it. You guys think Nanny McPhee had a husband? No, but I think her and Mary Poppins were both the best employees of the Ministry of Magic in the early 20th century. What's your opinion on COPPA? Honestly, my whole thing's like, oh, the algorithm's fucking me again. But now I think YouTube is literally screwing everything. I think that's the purpose of it. Is this literally just like, oh, this isn't child friendly? Gonna shadow ban it. Like, I think that's literally all it is really an excuse for. Which is shady and fucked up. Conspiracy theory, maybe, probably. I don't fucking know. But I would not be surprised. Will you blow me a kiss, sweetie? No. Top surgery, you mean a boob job? Hell yeah. What is your opinion on the patriarchy? Non-existent on this continent. Is the surgery painful? Probably, but I mean, I've also had my fucking dick cut off and then turned inside out, so I can probably survive. Is there a flavor in the vape? Yeah, that is not very good. It's some really shitty, like, cheap juice I bought when I was in the Czech Republic. It's just abysmal. Oh my God, it's still here. I love you. I'm Leah. Do you want to join? DM me. DM me, ho. I am literally in a wig cap. I'm literally in a turtleneck. Or I'm not literally in a turtleneck. I was in a turtleneck. And then I did a costume change into another turtleneck. And I'm like, wow, I look like a rejected member of ABBA. And now I'm in this thing. How's that? Oh, is that why people in the chat were talking about the Czech Republic? Wait, what? No, my boyfriend's Czech. No, he's super hot and super sweet. Which is a great change of scenery from the men I've been associating with. Because they all sucked. And they weren't even good suckers, goddamn. Whoa, it's getting hot in here. It's like, I mean, I have the sex drive of a 19-year-old male and the sense of humor of a 45-year-old schizophrenic wine mom. So, like, are you planning on getting FFS next? I've thought about it. I might get it when I'm older, because then I can, like, combine it with a facelift maybe, and then just, like, kill two birds with one stone. I don't know. I don't have any major clumps with my face. Like, my nose obviously looks really busted in this lighting, but generally speaking, it's fine. Like, they suck at sucking. Yes, exactly. I don't need a facelift yet. Although everybody seems to think I'm, like, older than I really am, and people have always thought that I'm older than I really am, and I'm like, ouch. That's like the nonstop ContraPoints comparisons too. It's like, you know, when London first started her channel, and even like to this day, her biggest struggle has been to distinguish herself from Blair White because they vaguely look kind of similar, and they're both trans, and they both love guns and liberty. I don't fucking know. And it really, really got to her. And London's one of my good friends, so I know this, like, all too well. And that never really happened to me, I guess, just because I don't really look like Blair White. But as my videos have gotten more and more elaborate, I've gotten a lot more ContraPoints comparisons. And it's just like, it's starting to get to me a little bit because, you know, like, I love Natalie. We're friends IRL. She's like a total sweetheart. I love her to bits. But, you know, I've never seen her use film grain, and she's never seen me shoot in 4K. Like, we're really not that similar. People just think like, oh, colored lights, a Y chromosome, must be ContraPoints. Like, aren't you more concerned with bottom surgery? No, I kind of got that out of the way in like June. It's like half of my jokes are about having the snip. I don't know. It's like, sorry if this is a personal question, but what size breast are you aiming for? Large C, small D. Because, you know, you could go for subtle, but like, I don't want to just make people feel jealous. I just want to make them feel bad about themselves too. Like, the average female bra size is a B cup. That's lame. Seriously, if you had the chance to make your boobs bigger on someone else's dime, why wouldn't you? Breasts aren't really that important for being a woman. That is just a stereotype. What? Are you really trying to tell me that I'm somehow invalidating womanhood by getting implants above a B cup? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, Jesus Christ. Double D is very rare naturally for women. You know what, Sarai? You know what else is very rare naturally for women? Red hair. Am I somehow less of a woman because I have red hair and most other people don't? Yes, of course I'm not. No! 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 That's not how it works. And I know you think I'm beautiful the way I am, but I'll have you know that I'm wearing 2 fucking push-up bras right now. So, fuck off. Please. My body's none of your business, nor is it your decision. And my consult was today, so that's all finalized already, and you can't change my mind. I just hope you're not falling in love with yourself. What does that even mean? I know like lots of YouTubers who are absolutely in love with themselves and are like some of the most narcissistic, ditzy people I've ever fucking met. Like lots of people you guys would definitely recognize are just so self-obsessed, and vain and obsessed with metrics and numbers and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, that's why I honestly am kind of glad my channel's the size it is, because I don't want fame to get to my head in the same way that it has. No, Contra's not one of them. Actually, Contra's one of the most genuine YouTubers I've ever met off screen. I'm not going to name names. No, not Shu. She's so sweet. I love her. Like, how do you think film school will be like? I don't know. I'm really excited. No, Natalie is like scary smart. She's just, you know, I could just talk to her for hours and hours and hours, and I'd never get bored because like the conversation just like constantly changes. No, she's just a beautiful person. Do you have your school courses picked out already? No, it's like it's a 1-year program. I find it interesting people refer to Natalie as Contra. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like, for example, someone like me talking like on a live stream to an audience, I would call her Natalie. But to you, it makes more sense for me to say Contra just so you guys can kind of keep track of who I'm talking about. No, I quite like ContraPoints. Be sure to get involved with film projects outside of your classes. Yeah, I know, I'm working on it. I have never seen anyone get bottom before top surgery. Any reasons why you did? I got the tax coverage funding for bottom surgery first. Actually, you know, it's like, it's interesting because like top surgery for trans women is not covered in Alberta, but it is for trans men, which a little fucked up to be honest, but it's like kind of a silver lining of only ever growing one boob is like, because I'm a legal female and on the ultrasound you can see that I don't have any growth on one side. That means there's a condition and that condition is covered. So you know, I like finally kind of like, I find it's very ironic that it worked out that way. Why should trans surgery be covered? Oh God, I do not have the energy to go on another tangent about that. Do you have enough skin for large implants? Not necessarily. So we're gonna start at like, so they put incisors to make sure the implant size that you've picked actually fits. So I told him to start at 450, which almost definitely is not gonna fit, and then work his way down. So I'm guessing it's gonna be somewhere between like 400 or 375 to like 425. You said you're taken. Does he love you and are you in love with him? Yes, and that relationship does not include you. Why am I watching this? I don't know. Why are you the lizard? I'll probably end up going to Alberta for my top surgery. Really? Why? Wait, did Natalie text me? Aww. She's so sweet. I would recommend keeping your relationship private if you haven't considered it yet. Yes. So that's why like I haven't posted any pictures of us or something. Just know that actually, even if I wasn't in a relationship, those comments are still very unsolicited and unwelcome anyways. But now they're like double unsolicited. It is also available in Montreal. Yeah, no, but we didn't get the coverage by that time. And since it was an Alberta covered procedure, I don't think we would have been able to get it covered in Montreal without like jumping through bureaucratic hoops, and that would have like delayed my bottom surgery as well, I think. So I wanted to get them both done as soon as possible, and it just so happens that as soon as possible was a little later for top surgery, but it's not that much later, so I'm not really that upset. I'm not upset at all. Because it is a major surgery. Like for the first month, you don't leave your bed, maybe with the exception of the plane ride home. And it's like, you basically don't have a life for, you know, the first 7 weeks. Do you sing or play an instrument? Yes. So it's like, I don't know, like, I know trans women who had bottom surgery, boob job, and facial feminization done at the same time. And I just cannot even imagine. So once again, it's like, I know big implants might, like, honestly, I think my worst nightmare is that they're going to look like bolt-ons. But once again, it's like, I know my weight does tend to fluctuate. So if they do, it definitely won't be for long. Yeah, no, he's private. Just know he exists. Wine. Oh, I don't know about wine, but I think my favorite cocktail is a Bloody Mary. How long did you have to wait to get laid after bottom surgery? 3 months. I almost died of starvation. Oh, woe is me. Like, it was very that. But I've lost like 30 pounds this year. How often is cocktail time? Whenever I'm not broke and or rich and sad. Because she was a true scum. I cannot believe that. That's crazy. She's like the least true scummy person I've ever met. Actually, I'm gonna ask her what she's doing. What are you up to, Gorge? Every time she says Gorge, I read it as Gorg. So it's just like, I know she says Gorge like 500 times per video. Actually, at some point, I kind of want to do like, actually, that would be really funny, is if I did a video as ContraPoints in like her editing style. So like flirtily wallpaper, blue light here, pink light there, jarring synth music, Futura font here. It would be very that. And then when I say Gorge, I'll just cut to a jump cut montage of every time Natalie Wynn has said Gorge on her YouTube channel. That would be fucking hilarious. My boyfriend's a YouTuber too, actually, but very different side of the tracks. So you would never. He's very well hidden. Are you in college? Not yet, but I will be this fall. I'm getting bored of this lighting. Why did I just open my music app? I got a TikTok. I don't think Gigi Gorgeous started Gorge. I think gay male drag queens in the 1980s in Lower Manhattan probably started Gorge. No. Ooh, hello. Hi, I'm Ella, and welcome to the Red Light District. Yeah, no, I was going to film a video tonight, but I think I'm a little bit videoed out for like the next week. Cause like I spent so much time on that video, you guys. I've heard Lauren Southern say Gorge. She's still around? I wonder what Lauren Southern's up to right about now. What cup size do you plan to get? Large C, small D, but I have a pretty petite frame. So it's like, even if they don't look that big, like just from looking at me, you know, I could be like it's hard to explain, like a 32D in terms of cut volume is the same as a 36B. So it only looks big, very relative to your band size. So it's like, it depends. So usually I wear a 32 bra. So it's like, I'm guessing I'm going to be a 32D or like a 34C maybe. It depends. Will it create actual cleavage? Probably. I mean, that's kind of the point, isn't it? But yeah, band size, so that's 32 inches. No, I'm pretty tiny. Yeah, no, I've always had a really tiny rib cage. Even when I was like 180 pounds last year, my bra band size only ever got as big as a 34. And like I said, when I was 118 pounds, my band size was 27. So I've always been really petite. But as I've said before in this stream, now I know that my weight does tend to fluctuate. So they need to be big enough to be appropriate for both. You feel? You feel me, man? $180. Where's your weight? I don't know. I lost it somewhere. No, I'm like 100. I think I'm like 140 now. I like fluctuate between 138 and like 145. But it's just going, which is good and bad because I really like where I'm at now, but just knowing how my weight tends to operate. Like I was legally anorexic when I started my channel. I was so thin. But you know, the camera adds 10 pounds, right? So nobody even questioned it. So when I gained a bunch of weight last year, people were like, oh, damn, she's like obese. And I'm like, no, I'm just literally like not anorexic anymore. Dear God. Like, so I don't want to be 118 doesn't even sound that bad, but also keep in mind that I'm literally 5'8.5". Like my waist size, I think was 22 or 23. I was so fucking tiny. No, I have like very tiny wrists, and I know my hands look like huge on camera, but they're actually like really tiny baby hands. It's like, actually they're smaller than my mom's. What kind of profile are you going with? Moderate? Because once again, like I want a large boob, but I don't want to look like an uppercase P from the side, or like I'm going to tip over if I bend over too much. When and how did you find your 90s style of dress? Well, Value Village. I don't know. It's like, I feel like my personal style has definitely taken on a much more costumey aesthetic, I guess, but not in like a bad way. So it's very over the top, lots of like big jewelry, just very like flamboyant and blah, blah, blah. It takes 6 months for estrogen-induced breast growth to be complete. Well, that's great because I've been on it for 5 years and it's still not happening. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so Value Village. I think my aesthetic, as far as YouTube goes, like I know there's a YouTuber in particular, she's from Poland, her name's like Carolina Zabrala or something. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she does a lot of videos that are like, 1920s fashion isn't what you think it is, or like the historical accuracy of insert movie here. And she's really, really good at that sort of thing. But my aesthetic comes into the Hollywood movies of that time, where like the makeup, she like is much more knowledgeable of like what real women wore, but I'm more like you know, the makeup's darker, the hair's bigger, the like heels are higher, like the, you know, it's just everything's more over exaggerated because that's how movies were made at that time. And that's my aesthetic, is it's very influenced by Hollywood history versus fashion history. Chunky 90s shoes or platform 70s shoes? As someone who has a fair amount of shoes that could actually probably pass for both, I don't know. I don't know. I think they're like the same. Or there is a lot of overlap. A lot of 70s trends did come back in the 90s. Do you like 90s music? I mean, I guess, but I think I'm more of an 80s girl. Lately, the songs that have been stuck in my head to no avail have been, what's like a big one? Oh, the big one is One Night in Bangkok. Has been stuck in my head non-stop, but it's so catchy. Oh fuck, I don't know. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper is a perennial favorite. What else? I really like Modern Talking. Do you agree that early 2000s fashion was not okay? I think the early 2000s were okay. I think once you start getting into like 2001 or like 2002 to 2005, shit gets real whack. Like 2001 was really like the last year. The 90s didn't end until 9/11. Like, I want to hear what Ella thinks about the snake. Is that a Duran Duran reference? Because they have a song called like Union of the Snake. Oh, Duran Duran. I'm going to tap them onto the list. What pet would you get if you could manage it that isn't a cat or dog? Um, a very large lizard. When was the first time you tried on women's clothing? I don't know, probably when I was like 1. Grunge, would you ever do a look? I have done many grunge looks, but on my Instagram. Not for YouTube yet. Oh, I got another text. To your town or should join the stream chat. Elizabeth, oh yeah. So, oh, the snake is Elizabeth Warren. Oh my God. Oh yeah, no, my basic understanding of American politics is that it's, oh, what's your favorite movie from the 70s? All the President's Men. Oh yeah, so my basic understanding is that there's this commie from New York who's like 100 and some Native American chick and some badass from Hawaii with great hair banding together to defeat a Cheeto with a bad toupee, or even if that's not a toupee, his hairdresser should be fucking impeached. Thoughts on Lindsay Ellis? I really like Lindsay Ellis. We're not like friends. We don't follow each other. We don't really know each other, but I did meet her in LA. Actually, she took a Polaroid picture of me and Natalie in London at the Cheesecake Factory in Anaheim, which I still have. You know, American politics is whack. To be fair, though, so is British. Have you ever seen those videos of just like people in British Parliament yelling at each other? Because that's just such a fucking mood. Like, has estrogen caused you to become more sensitive to the effects of alcohol? Not really. Once again, because I started estrogen at like 15 and I, you know, it was like, I have no idea. The addiction issues happened after that, not before. So I didn't really have anything to compare it to, I guess. I'm sorry. What do you think of cis actors playing trans roles? I think that that's in the job description. Acting. I think that, I mean, I would be okay with it, but I think by and large, most trans people who have reached a point in their transition where they've assimilated into their gender, I guess, would not be comfortable playing their pre-transition selves. It would bring back too many memories. The dysphoria, I can't even imagine. Once again, like I'd be able to do it because I could make it campy as all hell and funny and like, so I'm not opposed to it, but I think they need to do a really good job in order to justify it. It's like, you know, Laverne Cox would never play I've met Laverne Cox, actually. I met her when I was like 13. She would never play a pre-transition version of herself. She's very outspoken about how much work she's put into her transition and shit. So it's just one hell of a coincidence that she has a twin brother who played her pre-transition self on Orange is the New Black, but that's a very, very rare thing. He's been at a party all night. It's at like 5 o'clock in the morning where he is. Have you donated to Australia? Do I look like I have any fucking money? I literally just made a video telling the internet to hire me. Would you want to see any more trans representation in children's media? No. It's like, I don't know, because there's no real way to tell trans stories or there's no real way to have a story with a trans character that's not about trans characters. Am I opposed to trans people being in children's media without like the whole plot being about their gender? Absolutely, because I think that promotes acceptance more than anything else, is just showing trans people like living their lives. But you don't even like think about me. It's like I could play a cis chick in a TV show. And I think that would be way more groundbreaking than me playing a trans one. You know? I don't know. When I was a kid, I had a pretty clear understanding that something was up with my gender. I knew what the words were. I literally said, I want to be a fucking girl, Mom. But it took a little time for that to materialize. But I always knew what was up. He just said, it's so ducking late. Get this woman a manager. Can I speak to the manager? Come on, Jimmy, grab your cleats and get in the van, or I'm not going to take you to your soccer scrimmage, you little fucker. Ah. I should just unload you to your father, but he left me for a blonde in Ohio. I don't fucking know. Do you like walking barefoot in the house? Yes, when it's not 30 degrees below zero outside and a house with hardwood floors that literally feel like, like marble slab creamery. You know, the marble slab, the actual marble slab that the name derives from? That's what my fucking floor feels like when it's this cold. So, not right now. Not really, no. You can't speak to the manager. You don't have the haircut. Oh, really? Well, I'm going to have to speak to the manager about that. This is going to look so fucking weird. You look like a lesbian. Can I speak to the manager? Wait, hang on. Where's my flip phone? Where's my flip phone? I literally have one in my purse at all times just because I use it as a punchline of so many fucking jokes. Where the hell is it? That's super glue. Where is my flip phone? Oh, okay. I guess we're gonna have to improvise with this doodad. Is this the manager? No, this isn't the manager. Well, oh wait, no, I need these sunglasses. Y'all had better be filming this and posting this to Twitter or something. Okay. Wait, hold up. What do you mean you're not the manager? Well, then get me the damn manager, Karen. I want to speak to the manager. Who are you calling Karen? Karen is a slur. Jenny, I'm on the phone. Shut up. I don't care if you don't like the spinach I put in your brownies. It's good for you. Yes, hi, hello. Is this the manager? I'd like to speak to you. Did you just call me Karen? I swear to God, I'm going to sue your ass. What is a more common occurrences? Have you ever experienced from sexual harassment from transphobic men? No, I have from... No, I never have. All right, aside from like salty people in my comment section who are just angry because their dick got confused, like, I don't fucking get it. I'm just gonna see the chat because I wasn't really paying attention. Holy shit, that worked! Now you look like London. She's gonna kill you. Emo lesbian. Lol, what's going on? Well, I had some things to say to the local manager. Imagine someone named Chad dating someone named Karen. No, Chads don't date Karens. Chads date Stacy's. Everyone knows that. Would you rather be a Stacy or a she Chad? And which one am I? I feel like I'm like a she Chad masquerading in Stacy's clothing. Ready to strike at any moment. The Chad trap versus the virgin XX warriors of Twitter. They could never. Virgins date Karens. No, virgins don't date at all. Who dates Karens then? Ex-husbands. Oh god, it's like I'm so fucking tired. Karen's date Kyle's. No, I'm trying to think of like a good Gen X male name. Roy? I don't fucking know. Ted? Is this the incel cinematic universe? Yes. Alan. There she is. Karen's date Alan's. Credit to Ms. Evelyn. You've won the contest. No, Kent is like classy and elegant. We want some dad bod executive realness. How long do you think sex should last? Until you're both sore. Or, I mean, guys have a tendency not to last very long. Which is a damn shame. Like, men of the world, do you guys have like a secret pact to never last longer than 5 minutes? I have no idea. I mean, there was one guy I was with for like 7 hours and I couldn't walk the next day. And I almost went to the hospital. Yeah, I'm such a she Chad. That's going to be my new Twitter name. I need that on merch. Last longer than 5 minutes doing what? Me. If someone asks me, Ella, you are a woman because you had or will have bottom surgery, not because of breast implants, what do either have to do with how much of a woman I am? Girl, you're just like digging yourself even deeper here. You're not really improving. You're not endearing yourself to me. A real trans woman will have bottom surgery. What if you're American and can't afford it? Are you not trans then? Like I said, you're not endearing yourself to me whatsoever. So blow some fat clouds and no, this is some shitty ass juice I bought in Ostrava. She's a woman because of the lighting. No, I'm a woman because I'm feeling extra biological. No, I'm a woman. Oh shit. No, I'm a woman because I change my mind constantly. And I am super hormonal. Ella isn't a woman. Ella is a goddess. Thank you. Come on, guys, respect women. I thought you were a woman because you keep joking about killing your husbands. How dare you suggest I do such a thing? My husband's propensity to die suddenly of strychnine poisoning is just an utter tragedy. How dare you? Is top surgery only breast implants? Yes. Some men just can't hold their arsenic. I want to use that in a video. So TV implants, yes. Okay, so it's 9:09. I've been streaming for an hour and 46 minutes. So I'm going to be calling it in 13 minutes. So if you have anything to say, any shit to start, now's the fucking time. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I know it's the fucking cell block tango. I was a theater kid for years. Seriously, that's how to like immobilize a theater kid, is just like break into their house and be like, who's in my house? And then it'll be like, pop, 6. And then they'll be like, squish, Cicero, Lipschitz, duh. And then like they'll just sing to themselves for 7 minutes and you can rob their house. Like, most controversial opinion you have? I don't fucking know. Salt is better than pepper. Or no, other way around. Pepper's better than salt. I'm dumb. I'm tired. It's been a long fucking day. Is a Pop-Tart or ravioli? I don't know. Would you ever date outside your race? I have, so yes. I'm not really, opposed to it. Although every Russian I've ever met and every Serbian I've ever met have been kind of shitheads. Like I said, the former cheated on his girlfriend who I didn't know existed with me, and the latter stood me up by moving to Vancouver. So not very positive experiences, but I'm open to the possibility. I mean, not right now because I'm obviously spoken for, but I remember one time, this was like a couple days ago, my friend forgot what tortellini was called, so we called it regretti. Do you eat soup or drink it? Depends if all the bowls are in the dishwasher or not. I thought the Milky Way was the swirly thing. I thought the Milky Way was a chocolate bar. Is there a point where you feel like you fully transitioned? I kind of feel that way now, but I know I have surgery coming up, so obviously that's not the case. Like, I feel fine as is. But I think that's just because I need to get this shit finally out of the way. You know, I'm entering my like 8th year of transitioning. So I think that's what that is. If I visit Canada, where should I go? Vancouver and Victoria, which is on Vancouver Island. It's a ferry ride away. If you hit Vancouver, hit Victoria, or vice versa. I loved Victoria. And I also really like Vancouver. So it's like, and they're so close together, but they're so different. It really does feel like, you know, Victoria is kind of weird because architecturally, it's so out of place for the West Coast. It really feels like an old, bespoke East Coast city, like, you know, Halifax or Boston or something. Like, it really does feel that way. That like it's very Victorian, it's very old, it's very all the buildings are like bright colors. It's really, really beautiful. But it has the energy. And I grew up in Nova Scotia, so it's like it really does have the energy of the East Coast. So it's interesting. I really quite like Victoria. I've never been to Ottawa. I remember you saying that you liked Mulholland Drive. What is your interpretation? I think the entire first half of the movie is fuck. I'm like so bad with the names. I think Rita is Camilla Rhodes and the blonde girl who looks just like her. I think it's like her drunken stupor hallucinating her lost career, and then after the camera enters the blue box, it's like her waking up. So like all that stuff actually happened. She's dreaming about her past, but it was in a very like dreamlike way. It's like the names are flubbed, and there's the monster at the diner, and it's like all this really random stuff, and it is structured in a very abstract and dreamlike way. And then after the blue box happens, it becomes like realer than real. How do you tell a person at a bar that you're trans? I'm just trying to think of the last time I picked a guy up at a bar. Last time it was a trivia night, and I said, "You're a stud. Here's my phone number," in my answer sheet, and it worked. He texted me. Nothing wound up happening, but it did work. But that never went anywhere, so I never told him. There was a guy who knew I don't know. It comes up in conversation. Have you ever thought about doing a vampire look? I have thought about doing Elvira. Did you get to choose the size of them? Yes. Or we're going as big as my petite frame will handle. Yeah, no, I'm kind of like, I wouldn't call myself a pickup artist, but like smooth. Like you are too pretty to date those barmen. I don't know. He was like 6'5", blonde hair, blue eyes. Really messy van, though. Don't ask me how I know what the inside of his van looks like. On the bright side, though, he had a mattress there already. God, I'm such the thought. Have you been increased with the increasingly high levels of dihydrogen monoxide in water recently? Wow. Last I checked, those were the same thing. And did he ask you to move the couch? No, he just said, do you want to go have a trashy makeout session in my car? I'm like the anti-incel. When transitioning, did your clothes size change along with it? My clothes size changes constantly, but like I said, that's just because my weight tends to fluctuate quite drastically. But I don't think that has anything to do with hormones. As big as your petite frame can handle, you say. I dated a girl as skinny as you with H cups. Ow. Well, I mean, it's also like I already do a lot of work on computer, so my postures kind of suck, or my posture kind of sucks. So it's got to be reasonable. So, like I said, I'm guessing large C, small d, but you never know. Because implants aren't measured in cup size, they're measured in cubic centimeters. One guy wanted to meet me in a bathroom to suck him off. Haha. You know, we've all been there at least once. It's okay. How often do people clock or misgender you, Ella? Never. In fact, I don't think ever in my transition, I don't think that's ever happened. Don't go D cup. It would look trashy. Have you been following a single thing I've said in this live stream? Trashy is kind of like, I'm pretty trashy. I get you a girl who can do both, you know? I'm like a princess on your arm and in front of the camera and a whore in the bedroom or the kitchen or the bathroom or on top of the washing machine or in your car or in your dad's car or in the lawn. Yeah, no, I'm like on purpose trashy. I don't know. I think that's like I think that goes with the whole she Chad vibe. I don't have the Discord link handy. Do you want to maybe put it in the chat? Because I'm going to call the stream to an end pretty quickly. And I'm okay with looking fake as long as they don't look bad. Because, you know, there's like good implants and there's bad implants. And good, you know, there's implants you can't detect, or there's just implants that just look great. So, you know, as long as, you know, I don't have a 4-inch refund gap or something, I'll be fine. Ever thought of making a sex video to make you famous? I'm not that desperate yet. Being trashy on purpose is way different from not being able to help being trashy. Well, since when do big boobs equal trashy? I know plenty of people with big boobs who are not trashy. Besides, I think like redheaded bombshell fantasy is definitely my aesthetic. So that's where that's coming from. I'm like aesthetic chameleon, but I'm like Jessica Rabbit with a time travel machine. I don't know. It's like, also, I'm just guessing, like, I don't wear a lot of low cut stuff. Like, generally, I never really have. And I don't know if that's going to change after surgery. But even if they don't settle super soon, like, my fashion sense, once again, it's like IRL. I think my fashion sense is very like late 80s, early 90s. Just like lots of vintage shirts, like high-waisted mom jeans, chokers. My hair is naturally curly, so I'll wear it that way and it looks like a big perm. It's like, I don't really think my fashion is going to be a casualty of that. And I think it'll really permit a little bit of wiggle room as far as how good these implants need to be. Because, you know, if they don't look, oh, my mom just told me to shush, so I should probably like go to bed. Huge shoulders. Once again, they're broad, but they're not like disproportionate. Because, like I said, I have pretty wide hips too. Have you ever just dressed as Jessica Rabbit? No, because I haven't had the boobs yet. That's gonna be like my big post-op debut. I'm gonna disappear for like a month. Oh dear God. Oh my God, I need a screenshot of this guy. Anthony, don't remove this guy. I want to see what he fucking says. It's okay, I like dick, so. Porn bot or chaser, I can't tell. Did he just call me babe? Oh, that's so cute and so sweet, but my boyfriend's way better. That's not an impressive deck. I've seen bigger. Sorry, Mom. I do have a lot of like scar treatment stuff that I use like all the fucking time, so. Okay, yeah, I need to go to bed, guys. Okay. Thanks everyone who joined in the stream. I will see you around. I could just pick up smoking again if you want me to, Mom. Oops. I could just like not quit smoking. How would that be? I could be on half a pack a day again. Isn't that weird? Oh my God, I sound like my dad. Okay. Good night. Bye.